Hey learners, hope you all are doing well. In the last session of our programming Python series, we discussed about iterative statement and two types of iterative statement, that is while loop and for loop. We discussed about while loop and I took some examples on while loop. In this session, we are going to discuss about for loop, its syntax and some illustrations of for loop. Without wasting time, let's continue with the for loop discussion. Now, for loop in many other languages is generally used when the number of times the repetition is to be done is known. But in case of Python, for loop is used for repeating the statement or a group of statement for each element in a iterable object. Please make it clear in case of for loop what does Python gives facility. So in case of Python, for loop repeats statement or group of statement for each element in a iterable object, and iterable objects are like string, list, set, tuple, dictionary, etc. Let's see the syntax of for loop provided by Python. For x in sequence, this is so general syntax. So x is a temporary variable, and in that temporary variable, one by one element from this sequence will get copied for each iteration. Now I said this sequence is going to be a iterable object. So it can be a list, it can be a string, it can be a set, it can be a tuple, it can be a dictionary. But how does it repeat the statement? So as I said, for each iteration, it will copy one element from the sequence into this X, and then it will repeat this statement. Next time, it will copy the next element from the sequence in X. And when there are no more element in the sequence, the for loop will stop. There is one more alternative syntax given to this. To the body of this for, you can attach a else statement, which is very much similar to while loop. In case of while loop also, we have discussed the similar syntax. Now here also, it will repeat this statement for each element in the sequence. And when the sequence is empty, the for loop will stop, and at the end, once only, it will perform the statement in the else part. Note that the statement in the else part will get run only when your for loop is completed naturally. If the for loop terminates prematurely, the else part won't run. Let's see with the help of a flowchart. So now what it will do is it will fetch one value from the sequence in this X. So see, it is checking whether the element which has come in X from the sequence is the last element. The last element in the sequence. If it is true, it will terminate the loop. But no, so it will perform the body. It will go on. Now, if it realizes that the sequence has become empty, then the loop will stop. Now, we'll see some examples on this for loop. So guys, let's see some illustration or examples of for loop. I hope you have understood the syntax of for loop. In this session, I'll just tell you some basic examples, but don't forget to watch our separate series on Python programs, which will be coming soon. As an example, suppose I have created one string x is equal to hello world. I want to display each and every character of this string. I'm writing for t in x. Now you can see that x is a sequence or an iterable object. So for every iteration, one element from this x will get copied in this temporary variable. And when there are no more element in x, the for loop will stop. I'm printing the value of t. You can see, is it displaying each and every character of the string? And when there were no more characters in the string, the for loop stopped. Just one more example. Suppose I'm creating a list L 10, 20, 50, 100, 70. I want to find out sum of the elements of this list. So I'm writing sum equal to 0. Then I'm taking a for loop for t in L. Now what will happen after every iteration? After every iteration, one element from L will get copied in T. And when there are no more elements in L, the for loop will stop. Now what I'm doing is I'm writing in the body S plus equal to T. Now in the past session we have seen this compound arithmetic assignment operator. Now here I'm making use of else part also. Now in the else part, I'm just writing print by. Now you can see when the for loop is over, then it is displaying once only this by. And suppose if I try to print the value of s, it is displaying the sum of it. Now always remember the else statement will run only when the for loop is over, that is terminated naturally. Now, there are many more illustrations on for loop, but in this session we have just seen the basic syntax of for loop and how it works. That's all for today. Hope you have understood today's discussion. In the next session, we'll discuss about transfer statement, that is break and continue. As always, keep learning, keep evolving. Take care of yourself. Don't forget to click on our bell icon. Do subscribe, like, and share our channel. Thank you. See you in the next session.